Our recording session from Thursday, 4/6/2017. SPY, long term, still on a long term uptrend, making higher highs, higher lows. Intermediately, we had an exhaustion gap, trading back through this prior support level, and now we've been trading just kind of back within it. So, long term picture is still up. The intermediate trend is sideways and shaky at best. So just kind of waiting for it to pick a direction and see where it goes. There were no really decisive pre-market movers from yesterday, so I didn't even have them on the list. Talk about going straight into my trades. And when I scan for pre-market, it's just not like nothing high volume stuck out or anything like that. So anyway, nothing I thought was of note anyway. So go over my trades. So fuel, my setup. So let's just talk about sideways, long term till we had this intermediate uptrend. Went parabolic. Fuel is a penny stock that's an advertising company. So highest volume day on the widest range day, closing way down off the highs, taking weakness in the background. Got a couple of days breaking out the new highs, closed way down off the highs, and after this we had two overlapping days. So last day was doji, so I was kind of thinking maybe a little pullback here if we got below. My setup was these two pullback days, and below this Tuesday low would have been the trigger. So coming into trading session from yesterday. We opened flat, tested up, so good sign so far. Test down, test back up to VWAP, and also the close. So, we are making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So, I got short after this move down and just called this a prior resistance come support. I know that the entry is so much better when it's like an actual window, like I'm going to show you one later in Amazon. But I entered right here, and my stop was out, up above here. But got this quick flush down, and I think, being a good trader and just like having reasons to sell, this has got to be one of them. It was like this huge wide range, kind of like think about the widest range bar, closing way back, up off the low. Maybe that's a change of character right there, and I gotta be getting out with a small profit instead of taking a loss on this trade. So I haven't had a winning trade all week, like not one winning trade, and it's because I haven't followed a good process. So anyway, ALF was my other trade. So long-term sideways, biotech, penny stock, caught volume, nice thrust up, pulled back inside of Keltner, broke back out, intermediately failure. I think we've been going. The setup was we've been going sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Had an obvious level at 670, so trigger was get below 670. I was looking for shorts, so we got our trigger. Let me go to the 1 minute format, the 1 minute chart here. So we opened down, or opened flat, went down, tested back up though, and so we started making these lower highs into the opening range low. We broke out above the opening range low, pulled back. This would have been a nice prior support becomes resistance level that to enter on. I didn't enter that trade, but I did, throw in one of these pops down here with my risk up above here. So not the best entry. So this is the better entry. But obviously Alpha, had a change of character move, back to VWAP. So that's just going to happen. So this is actually a setup for today, sushi roll, and I'll bring that back up in a minute. So last one, Snap. Snap was a second day play. So Snap IPO'd, technology, was making lower highs, higher lows, all that kind of shit. We were talking about indecision, but the overlapping days, and then a breakout, on above average volume. So overlap in the midline, breakout. So I was thinking, maybe potential continuation here. Looking for the 80-20. Definitely looking for the 80-20. So thinking 80-20, so morning continuation. So morning continuation and then a mid-morning reversal. But we we start to grind lower, making lower highs intraday. So basically, took this test up like right around here. I shorted or 2030. I was covered at 2030, so 2009. It's like right in here. I said we were holding below the opening range low. Volume came in as we broke down. We were going sideways just below the level, so threw that on in, and my stop was just here above VWAP. So as we tested back down, it didn't continue lower, and I got stopped out. Maybe you gotta maybe I gotta be playing defense earlier, but just been a losing week, man. Been a big losing week. So it's not about the money though. It's about following the process. And then he asked me why I haven't had a successful week. Because I haven't been taking A+ trades. I haven't been using proper entries when I've been taking those trades. So I mean that's generally one. So number one, I haven't been trading good stocks sometimes. Two, if I have been trading good stock, I haven't been entering it well. And three, I've been taking very marginal setups when I should just be waiting for these sweet A+ trades. So, you asked me why didn't I have AKTX on the list? No, I don't fucking know. I do a volume scan every day, like on Finviz for like relative volume for closes up. So I would have to think this would have shown up one of those days, and either I overlooked it. I should have had a chance Friday. Monday, I should have had one of these days, like, this caught my eye and it didn't, and then we had this nice couple narrow ranges inside days, and then the pre-market, level, and then we flagged pre-market, and then this was a nice resistance becomes support entry, so we have the pre-market, had the pre-market up here, so it was like a little flag. And then, higher low, then we consolidate for a fucking hour above the level. So, I mean, from here to here. So, I don't know, time, 31 minutes, right? 31 bars. So, half an hour we consolidate. Holding above the level, catch volume, and then a nice prior resistance becomes support entry. Bingo, right there. That looks to be the most reliable one that I'm seeing now. It's just like just waiting for that. If I can just wait for that, then feel like I can just that could be the bread and butter trade. It just requires patience. So, and a willingness, as you said, to let it go without me. So I just have to be willing to miss a move. And like you said in your other video, if I have to be more concerned about the process than they're making money. And it's funny that being concerned about the process is what will make me money. So that keeps happening. So another good trade from yesterday was Amazon. So set up an Amazon, online retail store, long-term uptrend, consolidating just at the all-time high, kind of going sideways for about 6 months. Just broken out to all-time highs on volume, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up closes in a row. Last day was a naked gap Keltner that closed way down off the highs, also doji day. So thinking perhaps if we get below yesterday's low, we're a little overextended from Keltner, maybe get a little mean reversion trade. So coming on the 1 minute, we open up, major change character move down, start going sideways below the prior day's low, I believe. So yeah, below the prior day's low. So I mean, we're just holding sideways below there. So could have shorted any of these pops in here, but really I caught my, you're talking about the window, and I moved this this intraday level here. So we break the new intraday low of day. We break down, we come right back up, and there's your window that you were talking about for the prior support becomes resistance entry. And if I'm risking here, that's still about $3. But it's a 2-to-1 trade, which is gives us a winning edge in the market. So what's the difference between Amazon and AKTR? Well, they're both in short-term uptrends, so they're both at near 52-week highs. The difference is for Amazon is it was going sideways for 6 months, whereas AKTR gapped up, from here to here, and went up 45% in 1 day. So, that's kind of just the idea that too far too fast, gone too far too quickly, and doesn't leave a lot for continuation. I mean, you would need a lot of sideways here. So, we failed to go up at all-time highs. There's no volume continuation at all-time highs, and yet there was an Amazon, but I think that's because we were coming off a 6-month base. So, the difference is we were just kind of going sideways near this level for a long time. And then when we finally broke out, volume started to come in. So, just to go over my top four ideas for Friday: LL, Lumber Liquidators, home improvement shit. Been going, slightly up, but sideways for the past 8 months. Broke out on volume right here intermediately, and now we've got these two inside days. Last day narrow range inside day, doji day. So definitely constructed for a breakout either way. I don't know which way it's going to go, but this is a juicy setup for a breakout either way, with the recent volume in play near 52-week highs. So looking for any cove entry either side, specifically report resistance becomes support or support becomes resistance. That's what I'm really trying to focus on honing in on. So this is definitely my number one idea for today. We just talked about ALF. So ALF is, all the shit I said earlier. The setup is sushi roll. We're already kind of trading near the range high, which would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-day high. So just kind of getting above there, and there's kind of like an obvious level around this 750 level. I'd rank that about an 8. So sushi roll plus failure at the bottom of the range, plus we're still in a longer term uptrend here, right around the midline. So could be setting up for a nice trade there. NKTRs, and the same thing I was just talking about. Maybe had to wait this one out a little bit. We did fail to go up at all-time highs. We haven't had a massive change of character day. Volume has come in to be above average on this day, but now we're right at the midline with a narrow range doji. So could be setting up for it to continue in this uptrend. So maybe it just needed a little time to work itself out. So holy grail right there. And last idea is just shop. We've got, let's make sure my levels are good here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping days after a failure to go up at all-time high, and then just going sideways for 5 days. So just kind of looking for a breakout either way. Obviously, the volume's been coming in, the past couple of days. So just kind of like waiting to see which way this resolves itself. Either way. So I'm really just looking for the narrowing intraday, just like looking for the narrowing, like in AOI the other day. We're talking about the ABCD pattern. It's like holding sideways for a long period of time. That entry, specifically RPS and support resistance and flags. So if I can just trade good stocks and have good entries, I think I can make money, man. I think I answered all your questions.